everybody, Jess here, Key Tarot. Welcome to you all. This is going to be a reading about this last month. Those 3 supermoons that we had were very impactful in all of our lives, and you're welcome to drop comments down below if there's some way that it affected you the most. We had a lot of mental health issues come up to the surface for a lot of people. We have had a lot of anger and aggressivity and fear in our communities. We've had a lot of death, a lot of suicide. We've had just a lot of emotions come up to the surface that needed to be looked at, and a lot of toxicities that need to be cleared out in order for all of us to move forward into this next phase that we're all going to start experiencing together. We've had a lot of weather incidents that have impacted a lot of us. It feels like we lost a lot during this last month. And it feels like those were a lot of things that we couldn't change losing them. And I'm not saying we were meant to. I'm not saying it was necessary. I just don't think there was a way to change what happened. So if you want to drop a comment down below, let me know, and I will read them. Let's say a little blessing, and let's run through, before we do that, we'll start with, let's start with fire signs. I'll just kind of generalize these two, but if I see a specific zodiac sign that may be necessary to call out, I will. Fire signs, water signs, air signs, and earth signs. All right. Yeah, a lot of us did get a lot closer to God over the last month, so that is something, right? This is just about those supermoons and how they affected us. So there you go. All right, let's say a quick blessing and we'll get rolling with the fire signs. Holy Spirit, thank you for being with all of us here today and in every breath that we take. We ask that these messages be received by those who are meant to hear them. Amen. Alrighty, we're going to start with this Super Lunaris Tarot. And I always say, y'all, there's a reason why they call it lunacy. Yeah. All right, fire signs. How did you feel that affected you guys the most? Oh my gosh. Wow. Divine feminine energy there with that Empress. Also Virgo energy, and also making tremendous changes towards your financial health for the future and taking care of your family if you have one. Some of you will be starting new businesses because of what you've experienced today. I'm hearing some of you will go on to write some books, some spiritual texts that may help others greatly. I feel like this also sets you up for an abundant partner in your life. There's a pair here with this Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, and even though this is a fire sign reading, it feels like there's a lot of earth sign energy in here, which is very grounding. Your second card out was this Knight of Wands, and that is representative of Sagittarius energy. It feels like this is a time to change, and it feels like it's time to be very brave about the choices that you're making. There's somebody here whose heart was quite broken, or someone whose heart was quite opened, and it had something to do with a family or a home. You were trying to do too much, I'll tell you that. Trying to do too much. Probably because you loved someone. Maybe you were trying to help them, take care of them, and in that you lost yourself somewhere. And now it feels like you're picking up the pieces from that. Now it feels like for a lot of you, you do have some major commitments coming up into your life. I say commitments like contractual commitments, could even be a marriage that comes up for some of you. I feel like it will be a little bit later in the year, fire signs. Right now, a lot of you are managing a very difficult breakup. In fact, some of you may have ended a marriage, an engagement, a long-term relationship, whatever it was. It cut very deeply, and it was very traumatizing for someone here. Probably everyone involved, because there's just an awful lot of pain there. And it feels like it's time for some of you guys to move, because it feels like if this was a toxic partner in your life, they will continue to come back and do the same thing again and again, and you may feel like you had to cut ties with that person. for everyone else, if that wasn't the case, I mean, I see a lot of arguing and fighting. Yeah, the lover, I can't stop talking about it. There's the Lover's card here, which was having to make a difficult choice in your love life. And there's the Tower, where everything just fell apart. It's time to start over. It's time to rebuild for a lot of you. And it's time to, yes, I'm hearing it's time to have healthier boundaries as to who you allow in your life. And this applies I got very heavy Sagittarius energy on here, Aries energy, and I have them all here, right here. So we've got that Knight of Wands that's Saggy. We've got the Wheel of Fortune that's Sagittarius. I got the Fool, which is oftentimes associated with Aries. And then we have this King of Wands, which is our Leo sign. So it feels like this may be blanketed across for all of y'all fire signs as things that you may have learned, things that may have challenged you, and things that have definitely caused you to grow. And it looks like it was very, very painful. It's going to be kind of a waiting phase for a lot of you before this next change comes. You may be ending up moving sometime in 2024 during Pisces season. And it looks like you're going to be starting a new job for a lot of you and really focusing on the happiness and the health of your family. Yeah. All right, that was it for you fire signs. Let's move on to our water signs. Just cut the deck at the Page of Cups. Let's do that. Oh, it seems like some of you have had a lot of financial stress this year. There's your King of Cups. That's Pisces. Did I just say that? You know what? I can't remember what the King of Cups is and the Page of Cups. If one of y'all knows, let me know. Neither here nor there. You got a lot of water sign energy in there already. Some of you may be worried about finances, and it feels like it's been just wrapping it around your neck like a chain for a long time. It seems like you may have had a lot of conflict with your employer recently, or even a father figure in your life. Could be air sign energy. And it feels like it's time for you to start telling the truth about the way you're actually feeling on the inside. Some of you feel very overwhelmed, like you can't see the forest for the trees. You can't figure out how to put one foot in front of the other to get what you need to happen. And it feels like it's because there's a situation that's a little bit too much. Just like too much. I mean, this person just feels like they've got chains wrapped around them, you see, and just weighed down. And it feels like it has a lot to do with finances. I think part of the biggest issue is that it's hard for you to speak up for yourself. It's hard for you to ask for what you need. You may have felt really lonely in the last month. You may have felt like no one cared about a lot of the things you were going through. You may have some coworkers that are very supportive of you, or some extended family that may be supportive of you, possibly an air sign, possibly a Libra. Some of you may have had to file legal action against someone. I'm hearing restraining order, and it could have had something to do with children, possibly an earth sign child. There was a lot of conflict and fighting and addiction in this home, and you had to really try hard to get yourself out of this. Oh my. And you've had to work really hard to not talk to this person anymore. I mean, I've got the Devil, I have the Seven of Wands, and I have this Eight of Swords. This is a lot of addiction issue here. And this could have been something that you were feeling like you had to hide, or this person was hiding from you. This could have been a fire sign you were involved with. And also, I feel like you have cut off communication with this person in your life, and it was very hard for you to do that. Oh, okay. This person may have just wanted you for your looks, or what they thought they would look like standing next to you. I feel like you were with someone here who's got some demons. Let's just leave it at that, because everyone's different. This person may have left suddenly, and they are quite filled with regret for that. Specifically, if you have heavy Cancer in your chart, that would be the case. This person could have been extremely verbally abusive, but you saw what it was. You saw it for what it was. And at this point, you have zero. This is heavy Cancerian energy. With that moon, you saw it for what it was, and now you no longer want it. And this is going to anger whoever this person is. Could be an Aquarius with the star card there. This person has probably tried to love bomb you many times, and it feels like this person is so angry, but there's a lot of immaturity behind their feelings right now. And this person, with both of these pages here, this person could be really inflammatory. They may have said a lot of terrible things, and it feels like they're not able to get to you right now. Yikes. Well, I'm telling you, some of you will have to file legal paperwork. Otherwise, there's just going to be more problems. I've got more Queen of Cups energy here. And this Libra card, which is the justice system. This is having, they're all repeats in here. Look at the, oh my gosh, guys. So I've got the Knight of Wands from both decks. And this is why I always shuffle on camera, you know. I've got the Ace of Swords twice here from both decks, and I've got this Devil card that has come out twice. And the worst part is you can see that this Devil's back is turned and we can't see their face, so you don't know what's coming next, and they have hidden a lot of things from you in the past, and you don't know how volatile they can actually be. So it's better for you to get out of this situation. A lot of air sign energy in this. Well, some of us, I suppose, have had to leave some pretty challenging things behind, and that's very difficult. It does require a lot of bravery and strength to do the right thing, to make the right choice for yourself. It just feels like there are a lot of addiction issues coming up for all of us here. And I think when it comes to addiction and abusive individuals, I think that there's a lot of self-hatred under all of it. And I think that is something that's come up to a head, and I think we're starting to understand that with certain studies of personality issues and psychological and mental issues. I think we're starting to understand the root cause of all of these things. And whenever we figure out what the problem is, that's when the solution appears. I think we've all kind of been asking ourselves the wrong questions about addiction for a long time and about abuse for a long time. But I'll leave that to the experts. All right, air signs. Let's talk a little bit about how y'all have been doing. It feels like there's been some pretty tumultuous endings here. Also in a love life. My gosh, could have been with... this could be directly related to an Aquarius with that star card, or possibly a Scorpio here too. This may have been someone you were very in love with or thought you were very in love with. It feels like you've walked away from this person several times, or this person's walked away from you several times. This is feeling like you're left out from your soulmate. It can feel like you thought you were going to have this happy life with this person and it was going to go on, and instead you feel quite left out from them, or vice versa. It feels like this is actually a new beginning for you, but you have a choice that you have to make. Are you going to go towards the right thing with this Empress energy? You have a decision here with this Two of Swords and with this Ace of Pentacles. There's going to be a good new beginning no matter what you choose, but now it's time for you to make a choice. Am I going to stay here, or am I going to move forward? And it feels like this is going to be a time of prosperity for you. I feel like money is going to be getting better. The stability in your home, possibly even inside of you, is going to start getting better. This is going to require you to be very independent and on your own. For some of you, the very first time, maybe ever. And that could be very scary. You may be leaving home for the first time, or you may just be finding yourself in circumstances where you feel very alone. It just feels like it's time for you to be independent. And that's not, I don't mean that you have to do it all on your own. If there's something you need help with, for heaven's sake, speak up and ask. And I know that you will, because you're smart. But this is a time of learning to, or you've recently learned how to stand on your own 2 feet. And that's a tough lesson in and of itself. feels like there were a lot of endings, and it feels like there were a lot of rough ones. There were, and I feel like, and please, I don't mean for this to trigger anyone, but it feels like there have been a lot of suicides lately. Yeah. Four of Swords. It's time to take a break and rest. I feel like you guys have had to take a long, hard look in the mirror and ask yourselves what it is that you actually want and what is actually best for you. It's time for you to fall in love with yourself in a new way. I've got the Emperor and the Empress out here. That's divine masculine, divine feminine energy. There's a lot, and this Ten of Swords is the minor arcana of the Death card. It feels like it's, hold on, it's too much. Whatever this final ending was here, it was brutal, and it was definitely the end of it. And it's time to separate from this person and rebalance your life. There's a lot of Sagittarius in here twice. Time to put up healthy boundaries and decide what it is that you want for you. I've got that Sun there. This is actually going to change your life. Just working for yourself, on yourself, with yourself. There's all of this independence is really going to stack up for a lot of healing for you. Alrighty, I feel like the bulk of you are going to be on your own for a while. But I do have this divine masculine, divine feminine energy down here who may share a house or a home or a family with one another or a business with one another. I feel like it's time to make a decision as to whether you're going to come together or not. It's all about independence for you, though. Air signs. Thanks for letting me read for you guys. Next up, we have Earth signs. Well, that is nice. And you know, I had this weird feeling. I was walking up the stairs just a little while ago, and I was thinking about this reading, and I was just thinking, man, the Earth signs have just been pillars of strength for, I think, all of us for a while. I feel like you guys are probably the happiest ones of the month, or at least the most peaceful of the last month. Let me see. Okay. I think that I think some of you have started new love relationships, and I will caution you, I believe that we do have a Mercury retrograde coming up. If you meet someone during a Mercury retrograde and you decide to commit to them in whatever way, typically by the time the retrograde is over, they're not there anymore. Ask me how I know. Yeah. And so many people tell me that, and I've heard other readers say that too. So just a word of caution, right? Let's see here. Back to you. Yeah. A lot of you are making really positive changes. I'm feeling a lot of like exercise energy, and I don't know, like physical energy, like people who are playing pickleball or like going for jogs, things like that, learning to rebalance themselves, studying yoga. Okay, and then there's another part of you who are getting ready to leave. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, getting ready to leave a long-term marriage. And I think at this point, you've been in the middle of something for a long time. It could have been with a Cancerian or possibly a Gemini. A lot of you, this person was very controlling, and they may have, this is what I mean. I see almost like a family that of two people who have like one child or two children, and there's somebody that's always having to keep the two of you apart from arguing, and it's something to do with this Emperor energy here, because it feels like this person's always keeping you from this other part of your family somehow, and I don't know what that means for you, but if that is your case, I feel like I don't know that this is a situation that's going to necessarily get better unless you get some help, some counseling or something for this. And obviously, you don't have to listen to me, but yeah, some of you are saying I would rather be alone. Yeah, and I have that Ten of Swords, which can be a divorce card right there. It seems like some of you would rather be single parents than be with this other person. And the problem is, if this applies to you, it seems like the reason you haven't gone separate ways already is because of your finances and because you share a home together. And because you have children together. There may be a teenager in this home that gets put in the middle of things or polarized in things. So looks like for half of y'all, you're kind of on the upswing, and it feels like it has a lot to do with rebalancing your life, and it feels like you already took care of those needs a few months down way back. Now for the rest of you here, where life's just kind of like a shit show, I feel like this has been coming for quite a long time, and it's always the same. I'm hearing always the same way. And I feel like there's like a young adult in a household that's kind of being, what's the right word? Like when somebody's the black sheep and they're always blamed for everything. You know, I feel like this young person always feels like everything's their fault. And I think that you've been able to see this dynamic for a while, but whoever you're with really just doesn't care. They just want things to be their way, and they want to be right. You may have you may have a blended family. There's a lot of arguing, and you've had to get serious, and you've shocked yourself by some of the things you've said. It feels like this is the end of a cycle for you guys. And I've got the Empress right here in the upright. So you guys have probably been married or been long-term partners or divine counterparts. Yeah. I just feel like you're ready for a major change because you've got that Nine of Pentacles there as well. And that's the minor arcana of the Empress. I think that you're saying, I'm done. I don't want to do it anymore. Tough decision, but it requires my strength, and I'm choosing myself over this. And some of y'all are going to have a hard time finding work for a while. But it looks like there's salvation that comes in roundabout Scorpio season, and because somebody's worried about money. And I think one of you finds a good job where you feel like you're going to be able to be independent. Yeah. All right. That was your reading for the supermoon season. Can't say I'm sad to see it go, but I love you guys, and thank you very much for hanging in here with me for this. I hope that you're doing okay. And again, drop down any comments. Keep them respectful and kind, because this was kind of a triggering topic of discussion for some folks. But do be good to each other. Always be kind to each other, and I'll catch up with you soon. Mwah. Don't forget to like and subscribe.